Navy SEALs raped penguins. SEALs were caught having extreme sex. They tried to have sex with penguins. Hot passions boil over in the cold Antarctic. On a remote and mostly deserted island, Navy SEALs are displaying extreme forms of sexual behavior. They try to have sex with penguins. More than one SEAL has been spotted doing this, and more than once. Such behavior of SEALs, however, did not shock the experts who conducted the observations. For the first time, a SEAL trying to copulate with the king penguin was filmed back in 2006 on Marion Island, Antarctica, home to both of these species. The incident has been described, and scientists, after studying what happened, have suggested that the SEAL was inexperienced in sex. Either it was aggressive predator behavior, or it was an attempt at play that turned sexual. However, the new cases documented in the paper, numerous cases of sexual abuse of king penguins by Kerguelen seals, still surprised scientists. Specialists regularly monitor the island's fauna, trying to detect rare or uncharacteristic behavior. 2 incidents have occurred in Good Hope Bay, another in Funky Beach. A 2006 incident was recorded on another beach, Tripod Beach. All 4 incidents are similar. Each time, a Navy SEAL chases and catches a penguin, then climbs on top of it. The SEAL tries to copulate with the bird for about 5 minutes at a time, resting in between. Penguins copulate through the cloaca, and SEALs seem to have managed to get in there in some cases too. In 3 out of 4 cases, SEALs released the penguins. However, once a SEAL killed a penguin and ate it after intercourse. On this island, harbor SEALs often hunt penguins for sustenance. With the exception of these incidents, science knows of no instances in which a pinniped mammal has attempted to have sex with a member of another biological class, in this case, birds. Scientists can only speculate as to what explains this behavior. But recent observations suggest that in the seal population on this island, sexual abuse of penguins may represent learned behavior. Seals can learn, this can be seen in their food-seeking behavior. So it's possible that by observing the sexual assaults of fellow penguins, other harbor seals also decide to give it a try. This would explain why such incidents are becoming more frequent. However, there are other mysteries. If this is learned behavior, we don't see how it's useful for young males. Well, except that they learned that these birds are a more accessible simulator for practicing sexual skills. The captured seals were not old enough or large enough to form their own harems of females. Perhaps it's a realization of sexual attraction, especially given the hormonal background during mating season. It's very unlikely that they're mistaking a penguin for a female harbor seal. It's hard to say though. But giraffes have their own limits to their sexual imagination. Almost every kind of non-traditional sex in one form or another can also be found in the animal kingdom. From time to time, males pay visits to groups of females in order to choose their mating partners. To choose the female that would be best suited for fertilization, the giraffe takes her urine, and the female actively contributes to this ritual. When the giraffe sniffs the female's butt, she must release a stream of urine, some of which will go into the male's mouth so that he can taste it. If the male is particularly attracted to the female, she may decide to perform this procedure voluntarily, just as he passes by. Thus, it turns out that urolagnia, more commonly known as golden rain, is clearly not a product of the inflamed human brain. In hippos, sexual habits seem much more repulsive. Scientists have found that these animals regularly practice fecal rain, the exact purpose of which, so far, has not been fully elucidated. At this point, everyone knows that dominant males use defecation to mark the boundaries of their territories. Scientists who observe the behavior of animals tell us that the dominant male, coming out on the riverbank, defecates abundantly, waving his tail, thanks to which he manages to disperse the droppings within a radius of up to 2 meters. However, the simple marking of the territory is not the only function of this process. When males from a given territory approach females, the latter respond with a submissive defecation. The female turns her back to the male, lowers her head and lifts her butt, and then begins to defecate by slowly waving her tail. In such situations, defecation serves as a signal that the female has submitted to the male and is ready to give herself to him. Sexual fantasies, of course, are not as repulsive as previously shown. For example, some people prefer to bring an element of cruelty into their bed life. However, in this respect, they are a long way from the Malgache night shark, which can be found in the tropical and subtropical waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. For this species of marine animal, sex is always associated with pain and scarring. After a pack of males chases a female, the lucky one who is ahead of the pack bites her by the tail. The bite slows her movement, but she manages to break free for a while, only to have the male bite her right pectoral fin. Having gained possession of the female, he drags her down, plunging her head into the silt at the bottom of the pond. He then inserts one of his 2 antennae into her cloaca, followed by 68 seconds of copulation. Shark researchers point out that biting is a necessary action in a 3-dimensional environment with this level of slipperiness. Incidentally, it is this detail that accounts for the fact that, over the years of evolution, the skin of female sharks has become thicker and more robust.